Spacey Sims, and we are back with more Piofiore. And we're in Nicola's route. We're continuing where we left off. We saw some torture. I got some noodle arms. Ugh. God. Look, I can handle some of the torture. I can't handle the pulling fingernails. Gross. Anyway. And now we're terrified of Nicola. Look, I told you he was a shady bitch. That's beside the point, the whole torture thing. Like, hi, he's in the mafia, whatever. I'm fine with that. But, you know. But we're all terrified of him now. Can't wait till he tries to sell us. Look, it's gonna get worse before it gets better. Come on, we're only in chapter 3, getting to chapter 4, so. Later in the evening, the salon was amazingly lively. Because last night... Domenico? I have good news. Dante spoke calmly to the men gathered in the salon with an expression gentler than usual. And the police finally caved, and Domenico will be returning to us soon. He should be back within the next few days. Hearing Dante's news brought cheers and hurrahs from the men in the salon. It's great news, boss! Yes. All the Falzone members cheered with joy. Look, how could you not love Dante? He looks so sweet and beautiful there. Like, Nicola's the shady one, but I love him. Thank goodness. Dante glanced at me. My heart jumped as what happened in the cell crossed my mind. I'm sure Nicola already told you this, but Domenico's looking forward to enjoying some cannoli. Would you mind baking some for him? I immediately nodded in agreement. Of course I can! I know I should pull my fingernails out! I'm just kidding. Thank you. Like, it's so funny, because even in this, like, that little bit right there, like, yes, okay, Dante's gonna be kind of cold and standoffish and all the other routes, right? Because that's kind of the way he was in the beginning of his, you know? And that's just him. He's just got that little exterior and he's squishy on the inside, but he's got to be like, whatever, cold on the outside, so you don't know how mushy he is. Okay? Fine. We're used to this character. It's not a new thing. So, but it's so funny because, like, how, even though he's trying to act like that, he'll, like, just, like, a little smile on his face. Thank you for asking you to make fucking cannoli for, like, Domenico. And you're like, he's still just such a softie. Whatever. I'm not afraid of you. Yet in the torture cell, he's like... Too soft, Nicola. You're like, wait, what? I mean, again, yeah, he's in the mafia, but it's still kind of funny because even when he was torturing Faye, you're like, huh, you're just, that seems a little out of character for you. I mean, in character with the mafia boss, but just like, I feel like it's easier with Dante, like, torturing someone and you to be like, yeah, that didn't happen, and just go on and with your day and not act weird around him. Because, like, he's a mafia boss. Meh. But, like, he's such a fucking marshmallow that it just, like, the two pieces don't seem to fit together. I mean, I'm not complaining about the character. I'm just saying, like, in your mind, if you were, like, there, you'd be like, yeah, totally not Dante. I could pretend. Because he's a marshmallow. Okay. But, like, Nicola, you're like, nah. No, he slips into crazy. He slips into those cold-ass dead fish eyes, like, dead. And you're like, too easy. I'm so nice and sweet and wonderful, and I'll rip out your fucking fingernails. And you're like, it's too easy for him to make that switch. And, like, he's so nice and sweet and kind and wonderful and adorable. And you're like, oh, yeah, no. So that makes the crazy underneath even crazier. You're like, oh, shit. Oh, God. Dante, you're like, I mean, he's got the cold exterior, so the squishy inside is like, I don't know, it's easier to handle. It's like, oh, Dante disturbs me a little less. But I love Nicola, don't get me wrong. Everyone was talking happily about Domenico's return. My mind was now occupied with figuring out what kind of cannoli to prepare. All the kinds. The clock showed it was just past 3. Everyone was enjoying their idle time. Chocolate chip ones. When suddenly Nicola entered the salon in a hurry, and we exited. He doesn't look well. Dante, bad news. Dante sensed something was wrong and nodded quietly with a stern look on his face. Oh! I was like, when he said bad news, I'm like, no, it's not going to be. Domenico was found dead this morning. It looks like he was killed in his cell. The whole salon went silent the moment his words came out. Oh, no. Oh, he doesn't even get a Sprite. Everyone, I need you all to be aware of something. I'm sure you'll know how many of our Mafia brethren are being killed in Berlone. I'm thinking that Domenico's death's also somehow involved in that string of deaths. There's not much information to share yet, but I'll let you know as I hear more. If you have to go out to town, stay in the open and keep your guard up. Understood? Nicola ended his announcement as Dante stood. They both walked out of the salon, most likely to have a meeting together. Aww. Poor man just wanted fucking cannoli. The men in the salon returned to their conversations with one another, but none of them seemed to believe what they just heard. Domenico. I couldn't fathom what happened either. Man, someone's always just gotta die in one of these, huh? Damn. It wasn't Sister Sophie. She didn't die the last time either, but like, damn, that was like, oh, Orlok, you punched a nun to death, but you really didn't, so it's okay, I can like you again. It's like, I don't know how we're gonna like you when you punch a nun to death, you bastard. Like, what the fuck? He's a good boy, it's okay. I returned to my room and fell on my bed. I faced imminent death here. The horrors back at the cell and Domenico's death came to mind. Fear and sorrow continued in succession and burdened me beyond what I could endure. I wish I could speak with Nicola like before. Decisions. Okay, yeah, this is definitely going to, Hi there, Orlok. Sorry for the sudden call. It's fine. It's work. And thanks. Do you have any leads on Domenico's death? As far as I know, there were no signs of an attack or originating from outside the building. Odds are likely the perpetrator is someone on the inside. Roberto, you bastard! That'd be kind of amazing. I see. Good to know. And I also checked on the matter you were interested in. Is it true that there's money moving between Bishop Rosberg? Oh, it's true that there's money moving between Bishop Rosberg and the Lao Shu, which we knew. Bishop Rosberg, a high-ranking official within the state of the church. He's very popular among the people and is known as a man of virtue. Bull fucking shit! He's a shady-ass bitch! But she was attacked by the Lao Shu themselves. Bishop Rosberg gave no such orders. I suspect the Lao Shu was planning on using her to deal with Bishop Rosberg, or to threaten him. And yet, you're kind of under his thumb, so this is interesting. Because, like, in Dante's route, Orlok was like, I'll fucking kill you and take her, because, like, whatever, and give her to the Lao Shu, because that's what Bishop Rosberg told me to do, kind of. You know, and Emilio was like, bitch, nuh-uh, taking, like, I'm just a sweet, nice kid who's, like, gonna take everyone fucking down on the inside to make sure shit stays the way it's supposed to be. He's a puppet master, right? And then, like, so in this one, Rosberg's still working with the Lao Shu, but is he not telling Orlok to do any, like, so Orlok in this case is just not? I mean, the plot changes a little bit depending on whose route you're in, sure, but especially because we didn't have in Dante's route, people weren't being killed. So, like, again, it's like the butterfly effect, you know, like, something slightly changes, and so the story veers off down a complete alternate kind of reality, but I'm just wondering if Orlok is not doing what Rosberg says because he used to be in Dante's route, you know? Maybe not, I mean. Thank you, Orlok. You can't imagine the importance of your intel. We'll see each other again. If anything happens, let me know. I took my leave from Orlok and quickly made my way back to the manor. After all, Dante asked to speak with me today. I'm back. Did you have something for me? Falzone worked with the church to gain the power we now have in Berlone. Isn't that correct? What are you talking about? And the church is putting pressure on the laws mandated by the Kingdom of Italy. Which is why our area is classified as extraterritorial, but why... Wait, was that Nicola reading that? Oh, whoops! I didn't realize it switched from Dante to Nicola, and then I went back to Dante, and I was like, wait, that doesn't sound right. Okay, so anyway. And the church is putting pressure on the laws mandated by the Kingdom of Italy. Which is why our area is classified as extraterritorial. But why... The church is losing their hold on things. The fact that Domenico was killed in jail is proof that they're losing ground here. We need her in order to protect the Falzone family. Don't tell me. I called her here. She should arrive shortly. I'll do the talking. I just need you here. She'll feel better with you around. He's like, I doubt that. Understood. It was a bit earlier than I expected, but the time to act finally arrived. And this is where we start seeing all the shady shit. Ahem. I wish I could speak with Nicola like before. I want to hear his voice. But I squeezed the pillow in my arms and tried to turn a blind eye to reality. Dante called me to come to his office. Come in. Buongiorno, Dante, and Nicola, you're here too? I could tell they had something important to tell me from the tension in the air. So, you wanted to see me? I wanted to handle everything without your involvement, but... I'm sorry, Dante, but can you stop there? Huh? Nicholas suddenly cradled me gently into his outreached arm. But it wasn't a simple embrace. Oh! I was like, Nicholas gonna grab... I told you he was shady! I'm not even surprised. I'm not, because I've seen... I don't know if it was this exact CG, but I've seen... Look, I'm just gonna guess this isn't the first time or the last time this is gonna happen, but... I felt something cold and hard pressed against my forehead. It didn't take long for me to realize it was Nicola's gun. Like, okay. I told you he was a shady bitch. What's this about, Nicola? I'm leaving the foul zone. What? You be quiet for a moment. Make one move and I'll pull the trigger. Same to you, Dante. Move and she's done for. What's going on here? Hold on. This is where we save. For our, We're just gonna go down here. I mean, it's technically under save 3, but it'll be fine. We'll figure out that's Nicola's save 1. Okay. Try to escape. That's gonna get us dead. Look, you go through and you get the normal ending, right? By going to the thing, choosing this, low trust, blah, blah, blah. You go to the tragic bad ending doing that. You get the regular bad endings by doing these saves. So I know what's gonna happen if we try to escape. We fucking dead, bitch. So, Nicola's actually gonna kill us. Wow. See, so this was all a con. He'll fall in love with us later. An image crossed my mind. An image of Nicola so easily punishing the man in the cell without any remorse. If I tried to fight him, he'd probably pull the trigger without hesitation. I couldn't move a single muscle. Why is this happening? I mean, what is Nicola trying to do? I couldn't tell what he was planning or even fathom what was going on in his mind. Now that's a good girl. I couldn't see his face, but I felt like he was smiling. I mean, you can't give me Shiraishi's voice actor and me not be like, he's a shady bitch! Like, again, it's like Yuki Kaji voicing a character in a game. You're like, he's gonna be kind of a douchebag. He's gonna be a shady fucking bitch. It's just how it goes. They're just like... I mean... they like typecast certain people. I'm just starting to see that. Look, 3 out of the 3 times that I can remember. I mean, he's probably been in other things that I don't recall, but like 3 of the 3 things that I know right now in this moment are like, no, you seem so nice and sweet. You're a shady ass bitch. Oh my god. I mean, Shiraishi always kind of toyed with you and fucked with you, but you thought he was like, oh, he's just a nice weirdo. Oh my god, you what? So, we knew that about Nicola going in. I'm just saying. Plus, we've been in Dante's route, so hello. Nicola kept the gun on me, then moved away from Dante with me alongside him. I can only hope that we're both alive when you wake up. Please, you have to... Before I could finish, he placed a cloth over my mouth. I could tell it was soaked with something, and I felt my mind going hazy. The haze overtook me, and my legs started to give. So we're getting kidnapped. I heard footsteps coming toward us. I can only assume the men here were... Okay, I can only assume the men here were coming to investigate what was happening. I don't know why my brain cannot fucking read that. And that was all I could remember. Chapter 4. I'm just assuming. My head. No? Okay. Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. He sold us to the Visconti. I feel something warm under me, like a bed. I slowly raised myself up. What in the world was happening? I looked around to see a beautiful room. I wasn't sure where I was, but I suddenly remembered what happened. Good morning. You slept well. Sitting next to me was Nicola. I quickly moved back. And I was in love with you. I still love you. It's okay. I just got to act like I'm mad at you, so you'll apologize. Like, and you'd be like, I'm sorry. And you're like, nah, I mean, you could have just, okay, whatever. Like, you couldn't ask me to go along with you. Wouldn't have been fair. You had to kind of kidnap me. I get it. That's why I didn't fight, because, like, I love you. Now make out with me. What? No? Okay. Later? Fine. You don't look so good. How about a cup of espresso? Oh, that's right. Latte, right? With plenty of sugar and milk to... Nicola! Why so loud all of a sudden? Where am I? Nicola calmly looked at me with his usual smile. We're at the Visconti Manor. Visconti? So, like, I'm guessing then his goal is exactly the same as in Dante's route. I'm getting you away from Dante. It just so happens that obviously certain other things are slightly different, but he's still the same. I told you he was shady. I knew he was going to be shady. Why did Nicola bring me here? Why did Nicola betray the Falzone family? I didn't understand at all what was going on in his mind. Now chapter 4? Yeah. Chapter 4. Secondo piatto? Second something. Obviously. Whatever a piatto is. Without any explanation, Nicola took me into another room. There were 2 men inside. Let me guess, Oliver and what's-his-face. One wore glasses and looked intelligent. That would be Oliver. The other... And Gil. Right. I was like, Oliver, and what the fuck is his name? I couldn't remember his name. Welcome to the Visconti Manor. Should I introduce myself? I remember you, Signor Redford. Gilbert Redford. His name cracks me up every time. I don't like things being too formal. Call me Gil. You know this guy here? No. Oliver also has a mousy look to him. It's the pointy nose and everything, but I still love him. Like, for some reason, Roberto and Oliver are literally like, if you put... We have never played them. I have so many of... There are so many games where, like, you know, your animals turn into hot boys, and you're like, it's just creepy and, like, it's weird, but, like... There's so many of these games. There are so many of them. But if you happen to have a little tiny fluffy mouse that would turn into Roberto, and you kind of have like a cute rat, that would be fucking Oliver, or like whatever. You know what I'm just saying? They're the mice that turn into boys. That's exactly what it is. If we were playing a game where mice turned into men, Roberto and Oliver would absolutely be. You can't unsee it now, can you? You're like, yep, no, I get it. Like, he's the stuck-up bitchy one. And Roberto is just the angry one because he's cute and everyone's like, you're so cute and fluffy. He's like, I'm not cute. Stop it. Not. Because he's so fucking cute. Yeah, Roberto's the angry one. Oliver is the bitchy one. It's fine. I love them both. I really want like a side, like another freaking, like I want a fan disc game where we can like date all the side boys because it's like just fucking funny and I just want to see what happens. Anyway. His name's Oliver Haas. He's a lawyer, but he also sorts out our money and other things we probably need. So he is the accountant. I'm just saying. Oliver Haas. Just like the way he glares at me. I don't know why. I love this game. The man named Oliver looked at me and formally bowed his head. I bowed to him as well. Now then, let's get down to business. You haven't been told anything yet, have you? I haven't exactly had time to explain. Come on now. It's an Italian gentleman's duty to show due respect to such a fine lady. But I'm a gentleman most of the time. Isn't that right, Space? We're just like... Are you fucking kidding me right now? I'll take that as a yes. Nicholas shrugged and chuckled since I didn't respond. Seeing him act as he usually did made me almost forget that I was with the Visconti. That should make you angrier, like, I trusted you. Let's get back on topic here. To be blunt, Nicola here turned on his family and came to me. Once a traitor, always a traitor. He may be here now, but the suspicion will linger. Which is why many of our men are very receptive to Nicola's defection. And then again, Nicola's brought a gift that should shut the mouths of any skeptics. And that's you, Spacey Adornato. Me? You're like, whoa, whoa, whoa! Weird! You're like, he brought us a gift. What? Because we don't know where the key maiden, so that has got to sound shadier than fuck right now. Excuse me? It's a strange story, but keep an open mind. First of all, you need to understand that you're someone special to the church. And that's why you're to be protected. Special? Me? Wait, what? Yes. The church. Yes? Oh, Oliver. Yes. Wait. What were they talking about? I sputtered with disbelief. This is all a terrible misunderstanding. I'm not special, I just live at the church. I've never heard a single person tell me anything otherwise. However, it is true that you possess some value to the church. The abduction attempts on you some time ago is tied to the church as well. What do you mean? I thought that was the Lao Shu and their human trafficking. The church's Bishop Joseph von Roseberg. He's connected to the Lao Shu. The Lao Shu's abduction of girls in Berlin was likely something they did in order to find you. So the Lao Shu targeted orphans because... If they captured you, I'm sure they'd have used you to bargain with Rosberg. This can't be true. The Falzone's known about this for a while, which is why they kept you in their custody. Custody? If you were some normal girl, they could have done anything they wanted to protect you. Instead of keeping you at their manor, they could have sent you elsewhere. There'd be no reason for a boss to keep someone of no value nearby. Hurt me a little more, why don't you, Gilbert? Haven't I been hurt enough? Thanks. Like a slap in the face. I glanced at Nicola. You were like, I just thought they liked me. They were nice. Well, be careful. I'm just glad you're safe. Made it worth my while running down here. Has Nicola been looking out for me since the very beginning because of this? I didn't want to believe it, but the more I thought about it, the more sense it made. Keeping me at the Falzone Manor under their care. Living in an extravagant room. It was all because I had value? So I wonder if Nicola sells us to Gilbert too, and Gilbert's around. Jesus, Nicola! You're just like handing me off every which way. I mean, whatever. I still love him. It's okay. I forgive him. In any case, we decided to bring Nicola on board with the Visconti. We still don't know what value you really have with the church. The extent of our influence stopped short of any connections to them, after all. But there is reason for us to have you on our side. Let's just say you're our ace against the Falzone and the church. We want to replace the Lao Shu in working with Rosberg and the church. I've heard the Lao Shu is in a good situation simply by having the church's support. He's so, like, slinky and sinister. I just love it. He's perfect. Like, he's a great mafia sideman. You're like, yeah, no. You are definitely a lawyer. Coming off really like a mafia lawyer. I feel it. It's the bitchy look on his face. It's just, the side characters are great. I mean, our main boys are great, but they're always great. They're like, although they're all gorgeous, but the side characters are just really good. I just love them. Just really like this game. It's just enjoyable. Anyway. The Falzone and the Lao Shu are after you. And so I don't intend on having you leave my place for a while. I will promise you that I'll treat you as a special guest. So, how long do I have to stay here? You're like, yeah, the Falzone were treating me like a special guest until this motherfucker put a gun to my head and then, you know, chloroformed me or some shit. So, like, how long before he does that and sells me to fucking Yang? Till the end of this route. Then we're gonna insult the Yang. I'm sure he'll just kidnap us right off the bat, so it'll be fine. Until I fulfill my goal. His words were bold and resolute. Your goal? That's something you don't need to know. Gilbert tapped Oliver's shoulder as if to reprimand him for replying coldly to me. I don't think Oliver knows how to be anything but cold. Anyway. My goal is to get the church's support and to take over this town by defeating the last shoe in the foul zone. What's interesting is that Rosberg requested negotiations the moment we told him that you were with us. Once things are put into motion, our plan should move rather quickly. And once we're done with that, you're free to go wherever you like. Everything I heard up until now is hard to believe. I never even considered being anything more than what I was. Also, I mean, you're free to go wherever you want, but not really. Not really. But right now, instead of all the words they spun together, something else concerned me. Of all people, why would Nicola betray Dante? See, and this is almost like... I'm glad we didn't do his route first, because I would have been like, what? And then when we get down Dante's route, we'd know what was coming. Like, most of Nicola's route is going to be him betraying Dante, and we kind of know why. But here's the funny thing, right? He knows exactly who we are. He knows all the stories. He knows as much as Dante knows. But he didn't tell that to Gilbert. He's like, oh, she's important to the church. No one knows why. Who knows? He didn't reveal everything. You know what I mean? Like, Gilbert's didn't call us the key. Maybe Gilbert knows more and they just haven't told us that yet. But, like, it seems to me, just from this, that, you know, Nicola is doing the same thing, like trying to protect Dante in we need him to get out of this whole business, and if Gilbert takes over and gets the thing from the church is blessing him, take out the loud shoe, and then blah, 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 and then Dante can just go off and live his life and be happy and not be burdened with this bullshit, because Nicola thinks it's bullshit. But we also know Nicola's kind of got the thing that said, like, the mafia's going down at some point, we're all gonna get obliterated, like, it's gonna, like, our time is ending, like, get out while you still can, and go, I don't know, go fucking get a vineyard or something, like, a vineyard? A vineyard? Vineyard, why can't I pronounce words today? I don't know. I was like a winery, and then it was a vineyard, and then I'm like, no, it's a vineyard, but I'm not okay, but you know what I mean? Like, just go make some wine and shit. Like, I don't know, get out of here. Like, go open a bakery. Like, well, that would be us, but, you know, when we were in Dante's route. You know what I mean? Like, Nicola's like, the world's falling apart. Like, and Dante's like, no, must protect Key Maiden and the thing that we don't even know is Jesus. You know what I mean? Like, and Nicola's like, this is all bullshit. Like, so I understand his motivations here, but at the same time, this is almost a little more sus than when he did it in Dante's route. You're like, oh, you shady bitch. And you're like, is he doing it to like for some noble reason bullshit? Because like, whatever. And then that was it. And you're like, okay. But like in this, it's almost more obvious that that he's got some kind of hidden motives, because he doesn't tell, like, he's not telling Gilbert anything about the Key Maiden thing and exactly what it is. Gilbert's like, oh, we're going to negotiate with the church and then you can go wherever, which Nicola would be like, no, she can't. Nicola knows that's bullshit. You know what I mean? And if he told Gilbert everything, Gilbert would know it was bullshit. But I do not know if those are leaves sitting out there, because I can't see that far, or if it's a cardinal on the tree. I think it's just leaves, because it's not moving. But, like, it's weird. Anyway. So anyway. Why did he betray the Falzone? I mean, you know, we know why, but I wonder if his motives are slightly different in this one. You know what I mean? But after our talk, Nicola brought me back to the room where I'd woken up earlier. And, well, maybe, because in Dante's route, he was straight up like, I will fucking kill you. I need to kill you. Like, and he would have killed us 1,000,000 times over in Dante's route. I mean, he did. A couple times. And in this one, that, you know, that first bad ending that when we did our save is going to be like, we try to struggle and he kills us. Like, oh, well, because he doesn't feel anything for us at that point. Now, as we're going to go through his path, he's not going to kill us. Lord knows how we're going to end up dead, but it's not going to be from Nicola killing us, so. Nicola, I'm not special at all. Of course, you're a normal person. Nicola doesn't see me as the special someone they were talking about. Hearing that brought me a sigh of relief, because he doesn't believe it. He's like, I don't believe this bullshit. He's like, they think you're special, but you just normal. You're just some fucking church orphan. Wow. He's like, yeah, you're not special. That hurts me, Nicola, because I love you and I want to be your someone special. But regardless of what we think, and the church does see value in you. The Falzone also believe that to be true. But it's not that important to us why the church sees value in you. What is important is that you're someone special to them until the Falzone. Which is why you're perfect for making deals. There was a lot I didn't understand. But there was one thing I really wanted to find out from Nicola. Nicola, Gilbert and Oliver aren't around now. So, can you tell me something? Why are you doing all this? I whispered my question to him, but I have nothing to tell you. Oh, what I can say is that you shouldn't even think of trying to escape from here. And with that, Nicola turned his back and walked toward the door. Wait! I reached out and grabbed his arm. You care for Dante more than the Falzone family itself. I wasn't at the manor that long, and even I could see that. I'm sure you have a reason for bringing me here. Does the Visconti have something against you, or is this part of your plan? I'm sure there's a good reason why. Well, aren't you optimistic? I'm here because I betrayed the Falzone of my own accord. And there's no future for the Falzone. They fear change and are shackled to their outdated tradition and rules. You can't be serious! That's kind of in the line with what he said in Dante's route. That was part of it. Like, the mafia's going down, bitches! No matter what Dante does, nothing will change. He's just a hollow shell of a boss. Okay, well that's harsh. I don't think you really felt that way, but they'll fall apart sooner than later. In that case, I figured it'd be a good choice to guide them to their demise. No, you're not that kind of a person. Nicola, you're kind. I know we've only gotten to know each other recently, but I know that you're very kind at heart. The fact that you think that is already a mistake. You were good to me from the very moment I came under the Falzone's care. And you stood guard over my room. Oh, what an unfortunate misunderstanding. It was just coincidence that I was by your room when you were trying to sneak out. You keep saying I'm kind, but everything I've done has been for my own selfish reasons. Nicola coldly refuted my words, which I don't exactly 100% believe, because, maybe in this route, but like in Dante's route, he was actually trying to protect Dante and like do it for him. It wasn't totally selfish. You know what I mean? Like, it was actually psycho, but kind of sweet. You know? You said this before to me. Does that mean that you're not approaching me as part of the Mafia, but rather approaching me as an individual? That was you trying to convince yourself. I didn't agree with what you said to me. The only reason I saved you that night was because you were valued of the church. I was good to you so that I could use you to my advantage. Nothing else. That's a load of bullshit, and I'm gonna make you fall in love with me, you goddamn shady son of a bitch. I love him so much. I love it when they're a little bit of an asshole to me. Not like Dante who's just kind of cold. You're like, you're standoffish because you're awkward, and then he's the awkward nerd. You're like, you're the awkward, shy nerd. And like, Dante's just a little bit of a bitch, and you're like, that's why I like it. Nicola. Did I say Dante's a little bit of a bitch? I meant Nicola. What? Man, I was thinking about Dante when I was like, wow, I'm getting all sorts of fucked. I can't today. I just can't. Anyway. I was at a loss for words at his coldness. In any case, I'm a traitor. I'll be clipped sooner or later. And Dante may do it as the Falzone's boss. Or maybe someone in the Visconti will lay their hands on me. But whatever happens to me isn't important. I'm gonna help the Visconti until the very end. Because that's the thing. He doesn't care what happens to him as long as he frees Dante from those responsibilities and those shackles. So he isn't, like, selfish. He just doesn't want us to know he's nice and sweet. You know what I mean? Because he's like, this is, like, I know damn well what I'm doing and I know what it means. Like, oh, I'll let me fall in love with you and want to that would suck, because then someone's gonna whack me, and then, like, it's easier to just be like, don't care. You know? Nicola freed himself from my grasp and made his way quickly out of the room. Or did he just really doesn't give a fuck about us right now? Like, I think a little bit, maybe. Like, I could see both ways. I could see him being like, I don't care, not a smidgen at all for you, and then you fell in love with us later. I could also see him being like, I do kind of like you, you're nice, but like, I got other reasons, and those are more important than you. And then we just needle our way further in. There, in that empty room, a thought crossed my mind. I recalled the night I first stayed at the Falzone Manor. Nicholas said it was a coincidence, but there's no way he would have been around at that hour. Even if he wasn't keeping watch, he must have been coming by every so often to check. Not only that, it's like, normally you'd be like, girl, you're just trying to convince yourself of shit, but like, in this case, you're like, nah, it's probably true. He's not actually as hateful and awful as he's pretending to be. He made a cup of warm milk for me that night. The fact that he cared enough to do that was something he couldn't deny. Yeah, but he's gonna be like, I just did that to con you into thinking I was nice. It was the day after I was brought to the Visconti. I drearily awoke from a restless sleep. I don't have any choice but to stay here. What would happen to me if I tried to escape? All I could imagine was that it wouldn't lead to a happy ending. And they don't give you that option. They told me that I could walk freely within the manor, but I still felt like a caged bird. See, we're just in a beautiful cage. We keep getting put in cages in games, but this time, it was a nice ass fucking cage, is all I'm saying. I didn't feel well back when I first stayed with the Falzone either. But Nicola and the others all tried their best to make me feel at home. At least could you have at least kidnapped Leo too? Because I miss him. I was walking around the hallway when I noticed something. Where's that coming from? I heard laughter and cheering and began making my way toward the sound. Damn it! Congratulations! What's going on? I peeked inside the lounge to find a bunch of people laughing and cheering. Space, come on in. What? I didn't know how Gil knew I was peeking in, but he immediately dragged me into the room. Oh, he finally decided to get married. Can you give me your blessing? Oh, congratulations. Grazie. I gotta do my best to build a good home now. Good to hear that. You better not cause the wife any grief. Oh, of course. Speaking of which, when are you gonna get hitched? You got a whole harem to choose from. Whoa! He's the whore! And you thought Nicola was the whore because he's just a flirt and he winks at everyone. But Gilbert's the whore. Okay. Yeah, indeed. There are many beautiful women in this world. There's no way I can settle down. Gil, you're a goddamn playboy. He's the slut! Okay. Well, you thought it was Nicola because they penned him as that. I'm pretty sure that was like his thing, like, oh, he's the playboy, like he's the flirty one. But yet, and it's funny now that I think about it. Sure, he was there, and everyone's like, oh, the girls like, oh my god, that's Nicola, he's so beautiful. Of course you would, because like, hi, like I didn't do that. Like, no, I'm with them. There'd be me up behind them. I know, right? Me this whole entire playthrough, like, god damn it, Nicola, you shady, beautiful bastard. I love you. Hey, hi, you meet later, bushes. Okay. But like, he's just flirty and handsome. He's the whore. Somebody had to be a whore. Not at all. Trouble's finding someone who thinks I'm good enough for them. Yeah, you want to be whore? The ruckus here. It's different from the Falzone family. They're so open and frank with each other. To be honest, I wasn't fond of the Visconti. She's like, I like the rigidness and the structure. What scared me about them wasn't my abduction, but rather what I'd heard back when I was at the Falzone Manor. About the Berlone Mafia being killed and Dante's suspicion of the Visconti behind it. But they all look so happy. Wait, where's Nicola? I looked around and noticed Nicola standing quietly in the corner. He wasn't mingling with the Visconti, and neither were they speaking to him. Yeah, because they're like, he's a traitor and he betrayed them and they don't trust him. And so, like, you've got to think about that. It's not like Gil trusts him, whatever, he brought... But... especially now with the look on his face. And we know what he did in Dante's route. Like, so we know, right? But that's gotta be, he's like, yeah, whatever, I'm cold and heartless. And stab Dante in the back, of course. And he's over there in the corner like, I did this for your own good, Dante. No, I'm sad and lonely. Nobody loves me. Because you had a house where everybody loved you and you were, like, you know what I mean? And you kind of sacrificed everything to protect Dante. It's actually kind of cute. You shady bitch, you're adorable. Okay, sorry about that. I noticed that, like, my sound kept clipping in and out, like, and I was like the music. I'm trying to listen to make sure it's not doing it in the game. So I went back, to test and, like, listen, and it had to have been the Elgato capture software, because even my sound was cutting it out. So I'm sorry if there's any other points where it was, like, clipping in and out and I was like, I hope it wasn't like that through the whole part. I just noticed it at the very end. But yeah, so it was basically, like, saying that Nicola's actually, like, a little Cinnabon. And, like, it's actually kind of funny that they're all a little bit like that in a Mafia game, but, and now I've completely lost where I was going with that because I got distracted by the clipping, and now I noticed that whole last thing. It was only, like, 40 seconds of me just yammering on, but anyway. So hopefully we're okay. I'm trying so hard to listen to the music in the background, because that's where I noticed it, and then I thought it was just, like, my headset or something, but it's absolutely not. It was the recording, but anyway, we'll continue and hope everything sounds okay. I'm going to turn the music up extremely loud in my ears so I can hear if it starts doing it again, but he wasn't mingling with the Visconti, and neither were they speaking to him. Okay. Nicola betrayed his family, so it seemed like the Visconti members didn't see him in a good light. Oh. Looks like the Falzone are all in a kerfuffle about your betrayal. I'm not surprised. Well, she weren't very active now, but the killings are still going on. More may have been reported dead from all sides. Death toll keeps... More have been reported dead from all sides. If I could read. Death toll keeps rising. The top brass is going to be targeted too now. About the Falzone's... Capo regime? Is that what it is? Yeah, anyway. You think he was dragged into this mess? Judging by the autopsy, yes. And this isn't the work of any organization here. I've snooped around a bit myself, and I've come to the conclusion that someone other than the Berlone Mafia is involved. I think it's Orlok doing it? I'll bet. Because he was told to? Or I'm seriously really? Direttore, is it you? You shady son of a bitch. He's the shadiest. I love him. Anyway. And that's true. It's not effective for us all to move in our own ways. You know what I mean? Because we saw him get basically kidnapped by Emilio, right? Guess I'd better get in contact. I froze hearing Gilbert's words. What's the matter, Nicola? Did I hear that wrong? And did you imply that the Mafia should come together to talk? I hope you didn't forget why I came here. Of course I remember. You want to get rid of the Falzone, right? But that requires time and preparation. There's a chance the Lao Shu will attack us while we go after the Falzone. And hey, you just said that the killer might be someone outside the Berlone Mafia. I don't want whoever that is to shoot us from behind. Am I wrong in thinking that? Not at all. You're absolutely right, Gilbert. I suppose I was rushing things. His words made me realize that I wasn't thinking clearly about my goal. Well, I do know how you feel, Nicola. He laughed in an effort to console me. That's supposed to be his, like, my goal is shady. It had already been 2 weeks since I began staying with the Visconti. Searching for his whereabouts in the manor had become a daily chore for me. Nicola, there you are! I'm glad I found him today. He'd been busy since coming here, and I hadn't had much of a chance to talk with him. I spoke with Gil how I was getting bored, so he allowed me to use his kitchen. So, I was wondering if you could tell me when we could dine together. I'll make your favorite food then. Gil, huh? Nice to hear you're getting along. Well, he did tell me to call him that. You were there when he said it, weren't you? He looked away from me as I stuttered, then spoke nonchalantly to me. Unfortunately for you, but my schedule's a bit precarious right now. Don't worry about what I like. Why don't you make something that Gilbert likes? I'm sure he'll be happy. Oh, jealous? Nicola, my shoulders fell in disappointment, hearing his unfriendly tone. Hey, Nicola, let's head into the station. Can you come along? I don't know why I was like, I can't get the word can out. Sure. Well, you stay put, you hear? Sure. Here we go. That at least I could read the sure. Oh, Roberto. I was looking through the papers at my desk while taking a smoke when... You know it's him. Oh, no, it was Marco. Oh, wow, shocker! Okay, hold on. I was looking through the papers at my desk while taking a smoke when... He sounds too much like fucking Gil now, but whatever. Marco, we have a problem. He ran into my room and caused a breeze that blew the papers off my desk. Well, the hell, Robbie. Stop running around like a little kid. I'm sure he appreciates. He's like, God, this is no time to be making jokes. We've got a problem, Marco. You said that already. Now calm down. Roberto combed his hair with his fingers and took a deep breath before speaking. Gilbert Redford's just arrived to visit the jail cells. Huh? So he came to pressure us for a visitation? That's not Marco's voice either. I don't know what's happening. Whatever. The problem is that Redford brought Nicola Francesca with him. I see. You're not surprised, Marco? Huh? Oh, yeah, surprised. Never thought Nicola would side with the Visconti. Marco, I know you have intel on various matters from the outside. You know something that the police don't. Isn't that right? Be honest with me, Marco! Marco, tell me! Good grief. This is gonna be a pain. And then again, I'll find out sooner than later. It looks like Nicola betrayed the Falzone family. He's a Visconti from now on, so you treat him that way too. Roberto's like, the fuck bullshit is this? It's like, I have to deal with this motherfucking mafia and they can't even stay true to their families? The hell? Look, Roberto just has to be angry about everything, okay? Roberto was glaring at me. Why didn't you share such important information with me? And then what? I tapped my cigarette on the edge of my ashtray as I responded in a calm manner. Robbie, we're cops. Whether someone in the mafia betrays someone else or not, it's none of our concern. True. Regardless of who goes where, they're still criminals. Roberto seemed to have accepted my response, though somewhat reluctantly. Suddenly he raised his head and looked at me. Marco, what about her? Do you know where she is? She who? She isn't that girl, the one Francesca said was his friend. Oh, that girl. Roberto wasn't seeing Space in a good light. After all, he hates the mafia with a passion. He even assumed she was a mob mole, too. I mean, I kinda am a little bit. I'm gonna be at the end, and I love it. I was worried he'd misunderstand Space if I explained her situation, but he was gonna find out one way or another. I shrugged and decided to speak the truth. Looks like Nicola took her with him when he went to the Visconti. Roberto was like... I could tell Roberto wasn't pleased. Judging by Nicola's association with Space, she must have some value to him. Which also made sense as to why he would take her with him. Francesca, how dare he hold on to her like that? Huh? Something wasn't right here. Oh, Roberto, do you know more shit than you let on? What the hell is he yapping about? He was making it sound like he had special feelings for her. See, this is why we need a side game! I want to know, are you in love with me, you little bitch? I'm gonna date everyone in this game! Except for Marco. No offense to Marco, but he's just our pal. He's like our dad. Roberto, don't tell me... Oh, those two were barely acquainted with each other. Doesn't mean he can't be in love with me. You know, he's a stodgy little bitch. Or are they actually a lot more close than I think? A lot more closer? A lot closer or a lot more close? A lot closer. Sounds better. Suddenly a thought crossed my mind. I often took Roberto to the church back when he first arrived in Berlin. I recall that he seemed interested in Space back then. That's so cute! He's either shady and working for the church, or he's like, she's pretty and I like her. I need a fan disc! Roberto, I really do. Oh, Robbie. I took a deep breath. Listen to me. Think of this as a lesson from someone who's lived longer than you. Be kind to the girl you care about. Where did that come from? What in the world are you saying? Just hear me out. I cleared my throat before speaking again. Roberto looked pretty irritated. Don't get yourself involved unnecessarily. Guardare e non toccare è una cosa da imparare? I'm just guessing, figuring that out. Don't even know what the fuck that means. But it's something. You're telling me not to go near her? Look, he looks sad in his pretty eyes. He has such pretty eyes. That's why I love him. That's right. Nicola's marked by the foul zone now. Just stay put. Getting involved's only gonna make matters worse. Roberto's shoulders were shaking. He seemed even angrier than before. If that's true, then isn't she in danger too? Having to stay near him? If so, we need to save her at once. It's our job as officers to help civilians. Hey, Robbie. I already know. Berlone's ruled by the Mafia. Roberto looked away from me and spoke as if he were trying to convince himself. The police here don't have the power to do much in this town. You know, the people live here by turning a blind eye to the criminal activities carried out by the Mafia. Everyone tells me the same thing, but crimes won't bring happiness to the people. Seeing that I wasn't saying anything, Roberto glared at me and began yelling. Again. We, the police, stand by justice! We cannot allow such evil to run freely! I became an officer to stop crime. I became an officer to serve justice! I fucking love him. He's such an angry little muffin! Oh, as long as we in justice stand as one, I was like... I did not see the as, and I was like, wait, what? Okay. We will prevail over evil! Roberto, you're not... Roberto quickly turned around and stomped out of my office. Marco's like, I need another cigarette. I grabbed a dust-covered report from my desk. It was a transfer document from the Rome office about Roberto De Feo. A perfect score in his exam and skill test. Background, education close to perfect. His achievements among the young guys in the Rome police force were top-notch. But he seems to have a lack of control when it comes to justice. He has got a justice boner. And he showed excessive violence against criminals. His life changed when he went off against the son of a politician who was caught on a misdemeanor charge. Which is why the Rome police decided to send him here to cool off. Yeah, this is the place to send someone with an anger fucking boner to hurt people who commit crimes. This was them being like, wait. Send him to Berlone. No, just do it. It'll be funny. Like, he's either going to get shot by the Mafia because he's going to piss off the wrong person, or his head's going to explode. We won't have to deal with him anymore. It's fine. Just send him there. Like, they knew what they were doing. This is not the place you send someone to cool off, air quotes around that, who has like a fucking rage boner for justice and can't stand petty criminals. Really? You're going to send him into the Mafia fucking den? Like, really? Oh my god. They hate this guy. Poor Roberto. And here he is, in Berlone, town run by the Mafia. He'd embrace the culture here and be nurtured into a fine officer. I bet that's what his superiors must have thought. Yeah, sent off an elite from Rome to the middle of nowhere. I wasn't surprised he had problems here, especially with the place's character. I think he needs to live among criminals without anyone else to stand beside him. No wonder Roberto was frustrated. I lit a new cigarette and took a long, deep breath. He must have been one of those kids who always watched over the others. He's not a bad guy. That much I know after being with him this long. But he's still a pain in the ass. I'm not gonna say pain in the butt. He's a pain in the ass. I chuckled and closed the report. I love that. That's so great. We're gonna do our other Meemaw story. Difference. Oh. Say, Nicola, why don't you spend some time with her? Why? I don't have the time. I don't think there's any benefit for her to associate with someone who's going to die soon. Come on. Look! Oh, Gil's little sad face is cute. He's like, but like she's in love with you. It's only a matter of time before I'm gone. Dante's merciless against traitors. Think about it. Letting a traitorous underboss go without punishment is gonna hurt the family name. Which is why my days are numbered. So you'd better use and abuse me while you still can. Hey, there's no telling what'll happen. Are you serious? If so, I may have overestimated you. Don't tell me I was wrong to put you and Dante on equal footing. Shut it! Just leave things to me. Sure. The end. We'll go a little bit longer. I'm not 100% sure where we are. I think we're roughly at time because I had to stop the other one. But... we'll go a little bit longer. The other one was like just at time. We'll go a little bit. We'll see what happens. So, I was able to see him again. Only after spending a few more days without him in sight. Welcome back, Nicola! You're still awake. A lack of sleep isn't good for you. I feel like Nicola's been avoiding me recently. Yes, because he's kind of likes you and is kind of in love with you, but thinks he's gonna die. That's why Gil's like, spend time with her. And he's like, well, I'm just gonna die. He was frowning at me as if I were a bother, but I tried to keep my spirits up. I heard you haven't been eating much recently. Maybe you're dining out, but there needs to be a balance with... Sorry, but I have no time to talk like this. I need to help Oliver with his work. Yes, I know. Oliver told me himself, so... I brought out a plate of panini. A hot sandwich made with various ingredients between pieces of grilled bread. Okay, paninis are good too. Alright, fine. Ooh. They were stuffed with mozzarella, arugula, and prosciutto. I made you these. I figured you can snack on them while you do your work. Can you stop it already? All of your fussing is annoying. I don't know what you're thinking. Things aren't the same as they were back when we were at the manor. I only approached you so that I could bring you here with minimal risk. Now that that's done, I have no reason to associate with you. Nicola looked down at me with an irritated look on his face. I don't care about you anymore, so do you mind not trying to pester me like this? We are going to force him to shove us up against a wall, aren't we? And I'm going to enjoy the fuck out of it. I'm not kind to you like you mentioned before. That may be true, and you may not like it, but I still want to be with you. Even if you were just using me, I'm still happy to see you. We're like an abused puppy. For a moment, Nicola lost his words and seemed afraid to speak. Because I feel like she knows. She's like, it's okay, I's just happy to see you. And he's like, wait, what? I figured you'd cry and never talk to me again. I don't know how to deal with this. Nicola, Wait a moment, Space. Oh, we get a touching CG. He placed his finger on my lips. He looked into my eyes with a flustered expression on his face. He was trying to push us away and we didn't fall for it. You're not thinking straight. Take a deep breath. No, I'm thinking just fine, thank you. A strange feeling came upon me as I began to pout, and Nicola tried to console me. You do know that's what people say who weren't thinking straight, right? In any case, let's calm down a bit. Feels like it's been forever since he's called me by name. But Nicola, I didn't have any words to follow that. Even if Nicola didn't stop me, I wouldn't have been able to finish that thought. But I couldn't just leave him be. It took me a while, but now I was starting to understand why. I decided to speak with him once he moved his hand away from me. Even if you were planning on using me from the very beginning, I don't think everything you've shown me has been a lie. Julia mentioned before that you've treated Dante like your brother ever since you were little. You have that kindness deep inside of you, Nicola. You really are optimistic, aren't you? And with that, Nicola turned away from me and walked off. Maybe he was right. I may be too optimistic. But I couldn't believe that he was faking everything he'd said and did at the Falzones, especially because just now he's like, oh my god, I don't actually want to be your friend. And you're like, I'm just happy to see you, Nicola. And he's like, shh, stop, wait a minute. Are you okay? It was like a moment. He's like, Wait, you didn't just go running wait, what? We threw him for a loop. I like it. I want to know what he's thinking. I wanted to better understand him. His feeling grew stronger inside of me. He's an angsty cupcake. Anyway, now I'll wrap this part up. And hopefully the sound was fine. All of a sudden I'm like, oh my god, there is no sound. Right, there's no music right now, but anyway, I will see you guys next time. We're almost to chapter 5. Remember to give the video a big thumbs up and subscribe to see more.